All right, everyone, and welcome into the Western States Racing League Round 5 here at Lucas Oil Speedway. We've got qualifying underway. Kyle McCartney just put down a heck of a second lap. Alec Daffin in first place with the pole right now if Kyle can't get anything down. But we do have a lot of trucks with some times down. Go ahead and check up top there to see those as we get started here. Like we said, round 5 here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. A little bit of short track action for you here. 0.67 mile track. And it's really cool right now. About 81 degrees, 77, partly cloudy. That's going to really help them out with tire wear. As we can see, mostly the flat banking here of the Lucas Oil Raceway. So, folks, we're about to get right into it. Got about 5 minutes left. Going to run you through kind of where we are right now. Alec Daffin has the pole position. Kyle McCartney gets the second place so far. Bentley Glazier there in third. Ryan Steele in fourth. And Cameron Perez there in fifth. Let's take a look at Alec's run that got him there. Kind of see what we're going to be dealing with as we go through. We're on board with Alec Daffin, the pole sitter. Gonna see what his lap looked like. So as I said earlier, folks, it is a very flat track, and especially with the sunset here, you're gonna have to be watching that coming out of 3 and 4. Gotta use the whole track. Everywhere that you can go, as we see Alec using that outside line, getting those tires warmed up, going to be very important as he has one lap to get it after this. Alec having a pretty good run in the season so far. Here we go. This is going to be our fastest lap. Kind of see what we're looking at. It's going to be very interesting because these turns are not atypical. Western States Racing League, it's going to be a good one. We got about 23 cars right now that have put on times, including Jeff Schmeier, who just put down his spot. Let's take a look live with him. I know Jeff, one of those that's got some fans in the stands. Now, I know we jumped into things, didn't really get a lot of foreplay down, but folks, my name is James Rawls here with Sim Racing Media / Esports Broadcasting Network, and we are here with the Western States Racing League, the oldest league in iRacing. You can quote me on it. What I like to do, folks, is if you're active in the chat and you're cheering on your driver, you're letting me know what you see, what you hear. I am going to highlight that driver a little bit more, give them the benefit of the doubt as we get rolling here, but I think we're going to have a lot of action. A lot of action here at the short track. Of course, Western States Racing League, if you want to read along with me, you can go to their website, wsrlracing.com. But the standings are so close right now even, that the driver with the most points does not have a win. That's Ross Rawlings. But counting by wins, it's going to be Jeff Hollingsworth is sitting there in first. Brian Barnes in second. Bentley Glazier and Alec Daffin, the only 4 drivers in 4 races to have a win. Ross Rawlings, Ryan Steele, Bob Beltrami after that. Jeff Schmeier, Rob Gall, and Troy Anderson rounding out your top 10. Here at Western Stakes, what we like to do is it is going to be in old style. So it doesn't even matter about those wins. Like to do rolling starts, 40% of NASCAR Cup NASCAR distance, moderate sessions, 1 fast repair. So it's gonna be a good one. Gonna be exciting to see how they take away from here. So again, let's hear it in the chat as we got about 1 minute left. As Bob Beltrami there, going to get 1 lap down. Get a little halfway through there. I like to see that from the league owner. as we are gonna be moving here pretty shortly. I'm absolutely excited to work with you tonight, see what you guys have to say. Of course, we got Beth Mills, as always. It's nice to see you, Mrs. Mills. Says, let's go, Schmeier. See if we can talk. Not a lot of folks in the waiting room here, but here we go, folks. 160 laps here at the Worldwide. Geez Louise, I literally just forget the name of it. Lucas Oil Raceway. Formerly, I think it was the Worldwide Technology Raceway, WWT. Of course, Lucas Oil came in and bought it. But here we go, folks. McCartney going to start out in second. Let's go ahead and run through that grid for you. Tell you where everybody kind of shook out. Of course, in first place, Alec Daffin with a 22.153. Kyle McCartney there in second. Bentley Glazier third. Ryan Steele in fourth. Inside row 3 is going to be Jeff Schmeier and Cameron Perez. Then we have Jeff Hollingsworth and Wayne Hutchinson there in 7th and 8th. Row 5 going to be Rob Gall, Charles Woods. Then we got row 6, Ross Rawlings and Bob Beltrami, the man himself there. Row 7, Paul Krumrye and Troy Campbell. Row 8, Fred Williams, David Weaver. Row 9 going to be Dustin Burns and Carl Burke. Then we got Javier Torres on the outside of Julian Reese there. Guess I can show you guys these paints if Julian has not came in yet. Then we got Javier Torres in 20th row and Julian Reese on his inside. There we go. Row 11 is going to be James Dewar and Ernie Ludwig. Then we got James Campbell and Wayne Fleet, row 12. Row 13, Brian Barnes electing not to get out there and qualify. These last 3 drivers electing not to take a time. So interesting to see. May not be a bad move here. Eric Woods and then Keith Kelman in the 07. So let's hear it, folks. Who you got? We already got Jeff Schmeier called out. Jeff is currently, let's see where he is at. There he is in 5th. Jeff Schmeier, always up front, always doing something. So, Kyle McCartney, though, in the 18 machine, that Kyle Busch throwback, is going to start us off. Alec Daffin with a win up there, nothing to lose. Of course, these guys do a straight points. That was a little misleading there. But straight points at the end of it, so they got to do everything they can. Consistency is going to be key. And that's kind of been the issue with Bentley Glazier up to this point. Some last lap incidents really hurting some folks in the points. Again, that's at WSRLRacing.com. You can kind of see those points and where everybody's at. Of course, Ross Rawlings, no wins, but is leading, so that's what that counts for. So here we go, folks. Pace lights are off on that Chevy iRacing pace truck. Alec Daffin going to have it's going to go on the green flag first time around. So Alec Daffin in the 18 going to keep an eye up on Barry. As we come out of turn number 3 going into 4. Here it goes, guys. Buckle up the seat belts and let's get rocking. It's time to go racing here with the Western States Racing League. Green flag is out. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we already got trouble. Checking up, the 04 turned around. That's Dustin Burns. Not sure what was going on there. Let's go ahead and watch the replay. Started with Keith Kelman, went off track. Go ahead and fix some stats in here so we can get this done. See here, we're on board with Keith Kelman. As the relay decides to, there we go. So he was just avoiding, so let's get with the 16. SDK taking its time here, folks. Want to see where that all started. Bear with me here. And go ahead and do a quick check of the chat. Be sure to like the stream. Make sure you get in front of as many people as possible. How about we take control of this thing and do it on our own? There we go. Everything running smoothly. And then it just looks like... Oh, 4-car gets it off on his own and everybody else unable to save it. The 16 of David Weaver, just an unfortunate side effect there. Luckily, more cars not involved in that. That was actually pretty wild. Ernie Ludwig, everybody else able to kind of get out of that. So there you go, folks. Hopefully we got it out of the way early, as I must have messed that up on my end. There we go. Lap 6 of 160. Everybody up front, not much has changed. What has changed is a lot of drivers moved during that. Julian Reese up 4 positions. James Dewar up 5. James Campbell up 6. And so on and so forth. Brian Barnes taking the gamble to start in the back, not putting down a qualifying time. Paying off so far as he was able to stay relatively clean through there. Once they get rolling here, folks, they're going to have one faster pair. So if you find yourself in some trouble here, you really got to be careful. Don't want to use that too early. It's a long race here, 160 laps. Got to be careful about it. Got to be conservative with your tires and conservative with that saved car as well. Napa Auto Parts can only do so much for you in the pits. Speaking of, you can go ahead and head over to our website, simracingmedia.com. Go over to our shop. We got some interesting little t-shirts, hats, all those things that keep us on the air. There you can find. Of course, you can also order some custom decals and some things for your league. Got a really cool situation with a flag there. So there we go, single file restart. Alec Daffin going to take him around. Kyle McCartney not too far behind. Bentley Glazier trying to work the top side. And Ryan Steele has Cameron Perez to worry about on the inside there as everybody is lined up. So far, so good. Perez trying to make that low line work. It's early in the race. Does not want to have to use those tires up. As now Bentley Glazier has to do a little bit of a checkup there. Further on through the field, not much going on in the way of passing. Paul Kermarai, who's the 41. Troy Campbell gets a little bit bent out of shape. He's going to have to fix that. Jeff Hollingsworth, 7th place. With Jeff Schmeier. You never find those guys too far apart. Wayne Hutchinson there in the 25 Toyota machine on 97. Rob Gall in 9th position and Charles Woods in 10. Up front, Bentley Glazier is trying to hold off Ryan Steele for all he's got. And it's just going to be a war of attrition here, folks. We're going to see a lot of drivers in that top line. That is the faster position. It is the best place to be. But it also is going to conserve your tires a little bit. That's one thing that Brian Barnes, I always like to highlight him early on in the race. Keep an eye on that number 4, Brian Barnes, because he is a master at conserving those tires. And as we see him working through the field here, he's going to continue to do so and continue to save those tires. Really puts the throttle down, able to keep out of the 55 as if to prove my point. Not a lot of drivers can make that move, but Brian Barnes does it night in and night out quietly in mid-pack until he jumps up there and bites you for a win. Schmeier, Hollingsworth, 6 and 7. Hollingsworth trying to get to the back of Schmeier to do something, and it's just a chess match here, folks. Gotta let somebody make a mistake in front of you that you can capitalize on. You don't want to overpush these trucks. Again, appreciate you, Beth. Are keeping a little bit better eye on Schmeier. You want your driver highlighted, all you got to do is press that like button first of all, just to make me feel better. And then go ahead and hit us up in the chat. Cheer on your drivers. It makes them go faster. I've done the science, trust me on it. Give them a shout out, especially the fire emojis that Beth put down. That's what really helps these drivers go a little bit faster. So we're looking at the back out of Schmeier's back window here to see Hollingsworth attack. Wayne Hutchinson there is trying to get his nose involved. His lap time's already coming into play here. Take a look. Last times versus best times here. So best times and then last times. Already 0.2 of a second. A little bit slower. Oh, it's 30. The 30 of Schmeier gets a little bit sideways, makes a great save. So there's Rawlings, a little bit farther back. He's got Charles Woods trying to make it in for a top 10 position. Troy Campbell in the 1 of Julian Reese. And it's not going to take long, folks, for these guys to get around. We're looking at about 22-second laps. Already, you've got drivers all over the place. Alec Daffin putting some laps on some folks. So lap traffic going to play into effect. Pit road's going to play into effect. This is the kind of racing that a lot of people used to be really, really excited about. And there's a couple reasons why. If you understand the sport and you understand what's going on here, these races are so cerebral, so thought dependent. You got to be careful about when you're making your passes. You got to be careful about your pit strategy, when you're going to underpit, etc., etc. With 4 tire sets, I imagine they're going to try and use every single one of them. Alec Daffin is about a second out ahead. So this is where everyone's really got to be careful. Save your spot, save your stuff. Like we see Schmeier and Hollingsworth going together here, not really fighting too hard. They want to keep their stuff. Ross Rawlings and Charles Wood is another one. These guys trying to keep their stuff safe. Their tires is what I'm talking about there. And also what will happen as we move on, that top lane will get a little bit faster because all this rubber that's getting laid down as these tires are trying to make contact with that asphalt, all that rubber is getting laid down, kind of creating a little bit stickier of a surface. So that line's going to move down farther and farther as the race progresses and gets a little bit faster there. Here we see Perez. trying to hold off Schmeier. Schmeier trying to hold out Hollingsworth. This is for your top 5 position. There you have, folks. Alec Daffin has already passed some lap traffic. Coming into play here, drivers have been instructed to hold their lines. Hold their lines, be predictable. That's really the goal here. That's what's going to force these drivers outside of their comfort zone. It's Ryan still battling with Bentley Glazier, there for 3rd place. Farther on back. Talked about this battle a couple of times, and now we're seeing they've caught the slower car of Rob Gall. So the 91 and the 40 going to see kind of a textbook example of what these guys are doing. Oh, we got a pass here. Brian Barnes working on the 41. Slide job gets it done. Brian up 10 positions so far. Now going to pull off, try and get Julian Reese. So what you gotta do, folks, put the pressure on. Wait for the driver ahead of you to make a mistake. Don't push. If you push, you're gonna end up making a bigger mistake. That is no bueno. As the tire fall off is real. Alec Daffin, not sure why it's wanting to go to that back bumper so much, but Alec Daffin working on lap traffic. He's going about a second slower. He's up to 16. David Weaver putting these folks a lap down. They have every right to race this leader and race every single person because they want to keep the lucky dog. You don't want to block, you want to hold your line, but make them get around you. If they're so much faster to already be there, there should be no problem at all. And I know it's frustrating. Drivers sometimes get frustrated that the lap cars get out there, but hey, they're fighting for the same race you are, fighting for the same position. As long as they're not blocking, there's really not much you can do there. They're not going to give it to you. As the 95 and the 85 up there battling side by side. This is not a battle for position, folks. 95's a couple more laps down. Alec Daffin got it in front of him. This is going to really cut into his gap. Kyle McCartney, see him in that green Toyota, that 18 Kyle Busch throwback. He is loving this. He's loving that the 48 is pinched inside. He's going to have the opportunity to dive down. There they go, getting out of the way. Ryan Steele, another one who's loving the lap traffic. He's going to get around. Oh, up front. Trouble. Kyle McCartney trying to stay up on the 48. And here we go, guys. Moving roadblocks. There it is. Kyle McCartney gets into the 48. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. Another one. Lap cars really proving to be difficult here. As again, they have every right to be, folks. Here we go. They're wrecking in front of him. Wrecking in front of third place. Able to, oh, did Bentley Glazier get tapped? Yes, he did. Caution is out. Bentley Glazier caught up in the lap traffic. Let's see. Yep, 85 gets down in it. Bentley is almost out of it. And then 13 joins the track. A little bit too late. Almost a good save, but that banking is not your friend here at Worldwide Technology Park. So that's going to push Bentley Glazier down to 87. He's got some work to do. Alec Daffin, what the heck? Trying to fake everybody out here. Let's see if he actually made it. I don't know what NASCAR is going to call there, but he did commit. Ooh, I don't know what NASCAR is going to think about that. Alec Daffin all but committing. to pit road. I'm unsure if maybe he got the signal that pit road wasn't open. Not sure. That's going to be an interesting position after the race to see kind of what was going on there as the 07 gets the lucky dog. And that's why you race, folks. That's why you race hard. Keith Kellman was not in the position to be the lucky dog, but those cars in front of him got contact. So he was able to get around and do so. So there you have it, 37 of 160. As far as the chat goes, be sure and hit that like button. Get these racers in front of as many people as possible. They pay to get the sponsors out there. We like to help them out. What those likes do, it doesn't just serve my ego, folks. What it does is it gets this out in front of more folks, because YouTube starts to see that. They start to see those likes and they go, hey, more people might want to see this that enjoy NASCAR and clean racing. So hit that like button for that purpose only, guys. Get our drivers out there. So far, so good. Here's the lights are still on in the Western States Racing League. Lap 38 of 160. Also, if you're in the chat, shout out your driver. Say your favorite color. Heck, just pick a number and go with it, because it's going to help us out here. You want to make side bets in the chat. I'm not going to call the cops. Just do it for charity. What I was told in the military. As long as you're gambling for charity, you can gamble. Just kidding. Don't quote me on that. I don't think it'll hold up in court. So the lights are out here. Going to go side by side. Kyle McCartney, Alec Daffin, Ryan Steele, Cameron Perez, and Jeff Hollingsworth, your top five. Schmeier not too far outside there in the top six. He's on the top line, which may or may not, folks, be the preferred line here, as it seems like with that minor banking, a lot of drivers unable to hold it low. Hard track to get right, as we're seeing here, about a fourth of the way through the race. Some drivers electing to take tires, starting in 16th, Charles Woods, but here we go. It's going to be on the leader in the restart zone. Alec Daffin, followed by Kyle McCartney. There we go. Hits the green flag. Kyle McCartney gets caught sleeping. Inside line gets a huge run. Alec Daffin going to come up to the top. Back below the 24, Cameron Perez elects to go to the bottom. Ryan Steele's going to take his advantage on the inside of the 18, and Kyle McCartney there for third. And back behind him, they still haven't sorted it out. Side by side here, Wayne Hutchinson's, Hollingsworth, and Schmeier. Schmeier's able to make it up to that top row. Bob Beltrami has made it his way back in there. So there you go, folks. Ryan Steele trying to get the attack on Kyle McCartney, slowed him around enough to where Cameron Perez is now looking at him. Boy, howdy. Let's take a look back at this battle. Bob Beltrami trying to make it to the bottom of Schmeier. He's able to do so. Those old tires, but yellow flag is out. Looks like Charles Woods involved. What do we got here, folks? Looks like Charles was trying to go to the inside on the brakes a little bit too much. Luckily, no damage there, no harm, no foul. Let's see it from the cockpit. You see Woods. Just comes into that turn, and with that banking, you've absolutely got to be careful. No saving it there. Slammed on the brakes. Not too bad there. Let's talk about strategery. With 4 sets of tires here, Jeff Hollingsworth and Schmeier deciding to come down pit road. That undercut is going to be massive if they can work through the field. Which we've already seen Brian Barnes able to do it. Alec Daffin electing not to go down pit road. Well, folks, lap 44 of 160. You'd love to see it. Watching live, appreciate the heck out of you. It is August 2nd, 9:51 p.m. here on Central. Waiting on a couple to get here. Lap 45. They're going to get going, folks. We're going to stick around. Might be a little bit silent here, but letting them handle things. Go static. And on this restart, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a turn it up segment. So what that means is turn up your TV, turn up your phone, turn up whatever you're watching this thing on. If you're watching on the kid's tablet, hey, crank that sucker as loud as she'll go. As we have the one to go. We're gonna line them up. And as we do this, we're gonna go on board with Ross Rawlings. Turn that sucker up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that one didn't last long. Let's see what was going on. That was Ryan Steele. On the restart. Outside does not get rolling. Inside. Sure what happened there. Take a look one more time. There we go. As check up on McCartney, and then the 24 tries to get down. That's the 24 of Cameron Perez. I'm sure he thought he was clear there, unable. Unfortunately, he was not. He's trying to get out and slower. Kyle McCartney keep on it at 24. It's a really good jump. Unfortunately, you can't go through the guy in front of you. Get sideways, and then Ryan Steele takes the brunt of it. Very unfortunate. Well, stick around, folks. We're going to go to some Space with Bills.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing it's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, the rocket! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, green flag is out. Up front, Alec Daffin and McCartney going to start off single file, see if that helps things out here. As it's going to be battle of freshies versus old tires here. It's Bentley Glazier, the first one on fresh tires, I'm sorry. Now getting started on Beltrami. He's going to lead the charge. Behind him, Dewar, Burke, and Crum Rye. But I really expect this to really show out, as there's about a second gap overall. If he can stick it on the bottom, as James Campbell has crashed. We're going to see if we're going to get a yellow. Do not believe so. As the leaders come up, is he going to get low enough? He is not. Yellow flag is out. Campbell unable to do it. Not because he didn't try. He did try and get that thing, but down below. Just lost it there. Very unfortunate. So Alec Daffin leading a lot of laps here. You know, we always like to joke pace car is leading the most. Guys, if I was out on this track, I don't think I would be doing any better. It's hard enough to race, but when you're racing around guys like this that are this fast, with this much strength of field, let me just take a look at this bad boy on our entrance. Let's see it. Yeah, these folks definitely out here doing the most. Take a look at our iRating here. First couple guys, 4,000. Alec Daffin, 4,000 IR. Wayne Hutchinson, 4,400. Rob Gall, 2,200. Bob Beltrami, 3,000. The strength of field here, guys, this is a top split race that some of these folks are just thrown into. So that explains a little bit of it. And the Western States guys are always very courteous, allowing some people to race. And it happens to the best of them. This is a hard track to tame. The first short track race in the season here, the fall season 48. I believe. Okay, let me 47. Season 47. So it's the first time a lot of these drivers have been on these trucks, which already have a insane amount of lacking in downforce. Definitely something to keep an eye out here for, as tires are starting to wear. Alec Daffin electing still to stay out. Him, Wayne Hutchinson, Rob Gall, and Bob Beltrami have not came down pit road. They are betting that everyone else in the back are gonna have problems, because they think, hey, we're gonna try and get as much under caution as we can so that we don't wear out our stuff and we have an extra set of tires at the end of it. See if that works for him, or if it's gonna bite him. Folks, here we go. We got them lined up side by side, door to door, heading into 3 and 4 here. Let's get a look at that Chevy Pace truck. Alec Daffin going to have the button when he gets to the restart zone. Lap 60 of 160. So far working out for him. First 4 vehicles in these columns. Old tires. Bentley Glazier going to try to make the most of it. As here we go. Outside gets a little stuck. Tire spin by the 53. Up front. Ooh, I thought I saw smoke, but that was a light. Here we go. See if Bentley can... Oh! We're wrecking in the back. Wrecking in the back. Huge wreck. Getting in front of a lot of drivers. Campbell crashed. 07 crash. One of Reese crashes. Carl Burke looks like he entered the stratosphere. See where that all started. That was the 53, just sails up. Not sure if there was equipment malfunction or what. And then just pandemonium. See what Schmeier saw here. Schmeier just, oh, splits the uprights. As Reese goes around in that, after the caution. Really all you can do here, folks. There's not much to be done when this stuff happens in front of you. You just got to get lucky as Reese tries to go up and get out of it and avoid it. And it looks like the 41 just loses it, and then that's all she wrote for Reese. McCartney getting kind of a break there. As he did just come down pit road, one of those that came down on lap 55. So far, Alec Daffin still electing not to come down pit road. So he's going to keep rolling the dice. Himself, Wayne Hutchinson, Bob Beltrami rolling the dice. Then after that, we got Bentley Glazier, Rob Gaub, Paul Rye, Jeff Hollingsworth, Jeff Schmeier, Brian Barnes, and Charles Woods rounding out your top 10. Here we are, lap 64 of 160. If you're in the chat, who's your favorite race car driver? Let's hear it. Mine's Tony Stewart. Been a fan ever since I watched the 20 growing up in the old NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Always been a fan of smoke there. Who are you a fan of? What brought you into the sport? More importantly, who are you watching right now? But hey, let's get a conversation going. I know I am up for it. So we're going to get racing going here shortly. As the pace lights are off, we're going to run it back. Cautions breed cautions, folks. What that means is every time that there is a caution out on the field, kind of bunches everybody up, gets everybody kind of amped. As it's single file here. Alec Daffin has the button. He can go whenever he's ready in that restart zone. Wham bam, thank you, man. We are moving on the back of Alec Daffin. He's going to watch the field behind him, see what's going to happen here. Bentley Glazier already moving up. I'm saying his name a lot here because he's on those freshies, those fresh tires, so he can do a little bit more with a little bit less as he's trying to work on Beltrami, but Beltrami has done a good job saving his stuff as he slowly worked his way up to this position. This is the battle for third, the most important battle because it's freshies versus old tires. And so far, fresh tires not having the advantage that Bentley Glazier would have hoped, and we are under caution. Ross Rawlings. Here we go, 91 gets out of it, and then, ooh, the one just not looking. Pops into the 7, and we did hear it over the chat. Those drivers have already made contact, and you know, hey, stuff happens. We get that. Well, folks, we're going to be under caution. I'm going to go ahead and hit it, turn it up, give myself a little break here. Turn it up, stick around, and we'll go side by side first, and then we'll hit you back.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, the wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
Another one bites the dust, folks. Julian Reese there at 19th. Getting it all been out of sync. James Campbell getting involved. Let's take a look. Probably the better camera. That's the 13 in front of him, Reese. 13 already has some damage and just smokes the rear end there. Not much you can do about it. Try to hit the open spot. That's what happens, folks. Unfortunate, James Campbell, Julian Reese there. Good news is, or not good news, depending on who you are a fan of, Alec Daffin had to come down pit road lap 75. Himself, Gall, and Burns all deciding to come down, or I'm sorry, himself, Gall, Burns, and Rollins coming down pit road there. That's going to give Bob Beltrami the lead. Bob has not came down pit road yet. He is going to have one set of tires more than every single person on this track, gambling that they cannot keep it green, which is an interesting gamble for sure. Usually around lap 80, lap 90, these situations fix themselves. But base light's still on. We're going to go another lap around. Let's go over our standings at Western States Racing League. Ross Rawlings in first. Jeff Hollingsworth second. Ryan Steele tied there for second. Bob Beltrami currently sitting in fourth. Brian Barnes in fifth. Jeff Schmeier sixth with 148 points, down 7 from our leader. Bentley Glazier not starting off as well as he would like to have. The defending champion now in 7th position, which, you know, top 10 is not bad. Rob Gall in 8th, Alec Daff in 9th, and Troy Anderson in 10th. Walker Bry, David Weaver, and Earl Weaver, 12th and 13th. Not a bad points position there. Dustin Burns and Charles Wood, some other names that we know of. Frank Marchese. I don't even think Frank's here. Frank is actually working tonight. You can listen to, you can see his work. Listen to Padres Radio Network here in San Diego. That's what he's doing. So, folks, Bob Beltrami's got Bentley Glazier on the outside. He's the only one that stayed out on old tires. This is going to be huge here. Bentley, the defending champ, knows how to work a short track. See how this is going to work out. If Bob's going to be able to hit the button fast enough to get out in front of Bentley. Bentley trying to keep a close eye on that restart. There we go. Everybody moving behind him. Bob unable to clear high. See if he's going to hold it down there. Bentley Glazier. And then the 24, Cameron Perez, coming through. Unable to make it happen here. Bob Beltrami riding that top line. Tires give out. Bob Beltrami into the wall. Still wrecking. Everybody involved in this one farther on. Parking lot, the 31, the 91. If Alec Daffin was unable to make out unscathed. So Bob Beltrami, that's going to hurt. Cal McCartney, one of our front runners. That's going to hurt him. What did he see here? Back behind the 4 Burns. Beltrami in the wall, and that's who gets the brunt of it. From the front, back at the side. Very unfortunate for McCartney. So Ross Rawlings, Dustin Bird, Julian Reese still at pit road. Bob unable to get rolling. The 91 Ross Rawlings getting down pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Cameron Perez, as Bentley Glazier was worried about that during the yellow flag. Let's take a look. So the 24 was making a move as this happened. Wayne Hutchinson gets a little bit. Schmeier able to get out of the way. So our fan favorite of Schmeier, luckily getting through there. So Perez taking full advantage of that. He's going to have the start here. Kind of an underdog is Mr. Perez. Had some issues earlier in the season. Unable to finish where he wanted to. Trying to find him in the system here. Can't find him. Cameron Perez maybe not in there for some reason. So maybe the first run here. The green flag is out. Perez going to bring him around. Glazier behind him. Perez has the fastest lap, or newest tires, I'm sorry. Hutchinson in third. Hollingsworth there in fourth. Paul Ryan. You know the Jeffs are going to stick together. One spot back. That's Schmeier. Biggest charger so far, Kelman in the 07, who is the biggest charger. Not only that, but he's also been involved in a lot of stuff that was not his fault. So to see him able to be up there is good. Charles Woods getting worked on here by Alec Daffin. Alec, our late leader, had to come down pit road, so we know he has some very fresh tires. He's working. Weaver going around up front side by side. Barnes the 55. Steele trying to get back from it. This is your battle for 11th. It's happening everywhere, folks. People putting down their fastest laps of the race on those fresh tires, able to get up their average a little bit as we get some green flag laps in. Up front, Perez, Glazier, Hutchinson, Hollingsworth, and Rye. Show you guys the top 5 there. That's who we're watching. That's who matters. As we do have a caution. James Campbell. I think he's just gonna call it here. Let's see. There it is. Tried to save it. Luckily, no one else involved. Very unfortunate. And that's the worst part about this, folks, is everyone's trying their best. Nobody's doing this on purpose. This is a hard track. Very hard track. If you don't believe it and you want to talk about it, get out there and put some practice laps down. Bet you $1 you don't go 10 laps without spinning. Make that, of course, my name is Jonathan Leach. $1 for every person that does that. Just kidding. That's the old boss. But folks, it's hard. It's not an easy race. This is not an easy track to just get out there and do well in it. And that's what we're seeing here. Again, so far, we are rocking here. 91 laps down of 160. Go ahead and run to an ad break. Same thing. You're going to see the same exact ad. You know what? I'll switch things up for you. We'll watch a new ad featuring the Gamer by Bud Kicker.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths.
Butt Kicker Gamer 2. What you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Folks, I just like that music. That's also a really good group. They always support a lot of iRacing leagues. Butt Kicker. Hit them up. If you're not a racer, if you're just hanging out, trying to listen to some racing and my voice to go to sleep, hey, that's weird, but hey, we don't judge here. The Butt Kicker, plug it up to your couch, put it underneath there, don't tell nobody, have them over for a movie night, blow their world. It uses that bass, that naturally occurring bass that happens in your shows, in your games, playing Call of Duty, iRacing, whatever it is, and it puts that into a tangible, tactile bass pump that shakes your seat, kicks your butt. That's what it's named for that. So give them a holler. They support iRacing very heavily. Good group of people over there. Help you out with your iRacing. It will improve your times if you set it up correctly. That's a fact, Jack. It's Cameron Perez going to have the button. Bentley Glazier up top. Hollingsworth and Hutchinson there in fourth. Schmeier there in fifth, having a really good run, staying in front. From right, Woods, Daffin, Perez, Torres, and Ludwig there. So side by side here, door at 3 and 4. 24 going to take it super early. He is gone. Bentley Glazier caught sleeping. Hutchinson there in third. Hollingsworth fourth. Schmeier going to get slowed down a little bit there, but he's on the preferred line, the top line. Bunch of different strategies here as we caution is out. Ross Rawling gets around. Gets into the 55, unfortunate for him. 55, another one, James Dejure, who has been involved in so much stuff that has not been his fault. So 97 of 160. Not sure on the time restraints here, folks. Let's go ahead and peel back that curtain. We have an hour and 40 minutes, so only 40 more minutes left in this thing before they're going to call it. Bob Beltrami is the lucky dog, going to work on getting one of those laps back. He's got a couple more to go, but we've seen him work. And he's got about 40 to do so. Well, if you're here because you're a fan of sim racing, you're in the right place. We've got 5 races tonight that Esports Broadcasting Network / SRM was able to take a part of. A couple of our regulars, one new started. If you want to check out that replay, started at Daytona, had a hell of a finish from what I've heard. Then over on Facebook, that's facebook.com/simracingmedia, or hit us up in the search bar, either way. We had a memorial race in dirt track at the John Beerline Memorial. And it was an absolutely fantastic race. Midgets in wingless sprint cars is what they're called. Not called midgets, my apologies. Wingless sprint cars. They were absolutely fantastic to watch getting around the track. Really enjoyed seeing those. Go check that out if you have the opportunity. Supporting a really good dude that we unfortunately lost to cancer. his son Aiden was able to go out there and race, have a good time remembering his dad, kind of what he stood for. So we appreciate Tony and all those guys that kind of made that happen. The green flag is out. A little over 41 minutes left here today. You're going by laps. 102 of 160. Cameron Perez up front. Bentley Glazier in second. Hutchinson in third. But he's got Hollingsworth on his back. As Durer comes down pit road. So a couple of retirements so far. David Weaver, James Campbell, Troy Campbell, Carl Burke have all decided to take it to the hauler. Try again next week. But then a lot of good racing happened right now. Schmeier trying to work on Alec Daffin, or maybe the other way around, as Alec has some really fresh tires. He was able to stay out up until the last possible moment there, as he's got to try and work around the 17 of Krum Rai. This is where it gets a little bit harder. It's not going to be easy for Alec Daffin to run through the field here, because everybody's going to kind of get on the same pit cycles. Oh, Alec almost pushes it in a little too deep, has to check up. Luckily, it's a short track. He's able to get back on it. Those rear tires able to hold up here. Bob Beltrami making some positions back. Lap car of 95 going to get out of the way, come down pit road. Here's Schmeier in the 17 of Krum Rai trying to follow him around, but don't look now. Charles Woods has started his assault. He's held back, waited, and here he is. Another driver moving back up here. Kyle McCartney trying to pass Reese. Last had to come down at 81 due to some damage involved with that incident with Bob Beltrami. Saving the fast repair, it looks like. Not a bad move. Up front, the battle's heating up between Perez and Bentley Glazier. Bentley trying to get his second win of the season. It's the longest time it's taken for him to do so. Don't know if that's a fact or not. Kind of just made it up on the spot. 16 viewers, guys. Let us know who you're here, who you're watching. Also hit that like button. It helps the algorithm. It's not for me. It helps the algorithm know that what we're putting on is a good show and they can put out in front of more people. As Wayne Fleet gets around. Let's take a look. That's all it would take. iRacing maybe could have held off on that one. It looked like the 6 was doing okay. But hey, it happens. Buried the flag man. Put that out there. So I didn't hear any answers to my question. Who's your favorite NASCAR driver? I've already given away one shirt tonight. Hell, I'll do it again. In the chat, let me know who was your very first. I want to hear your first favorite NASCAR driver, and I'm going to shoot you a t-shirt. Courtesy of Esports Broadcasting Network. My first Tony Stewart. Loved Tony Stewart growing up. Just loved the orange Home Depot paint scheme there. Thought he was just an awesome guy to watch. Maybe it's because he was a little bit heavier than everybody else. Who knows? But, love watching me some Tony Stewart get in there in the golden age of racing. Of course, Jeff Gordon, all those other folks. Craig Biffle. Of course, he's still around. Tell me if you're watching the SRX series. I haven't been able to catch any, but I hear it's good stuff. Only got about 2 more minutes. Let me know who that favorite driver is. Your first favorite driver. Chance to win a t-shirt. Otherwise, I'm going to turn it down. As we get going, single file here. If you're watching the replay, sorry folks, that doesn't count. Only for our live viewers. Take a look here. Cameron Perez. Bentley Glazier there in second. Wayne Hutchinson in third. Jeff Hollingsworth there in 5th. Alec Daffin so far in 5th, I'm sorry. Ryan Steele in 6th. Rob Gall there in 7th. Brian Barnes up 17 positions. That gamble he took. Remember, Brian Barnes did not put down a qualifying lap. He started at the slap back of the field. Now he's up to 8th. Keep telling you, week in, week out, watch this guy. Javier Perez Torres there in 9th, up 11 positions. Colin McCartney trying to make his way back. Julian Reese there in 11th. Dustin Burns 12th. Ernie Ludwig 13th. Jeff Schmeier 14th. Charles Woods 15th. Walker Rye 16th. And Eric Woods there in 18th. 19th. Bob Beltrami. Lights are going to come off this time. We are going to go side by side. Still no takers, guys. Whoever answers is going to get a free t-shirt. Pull out your phone. Pull out Esports Broadcasting Network. The Western States Racing League Round 5 at the Lucas Oil Stadium. Tell me who your favorite driver was when you first started watching racing. Hell, it could be iRacing. '24 has the button here. Cameron Perez gets off to a really good start. He has the field behind him. Glazier, Wayne Hutchinson's Hollingworth still 3 by 3. There we go. Alec Daffin going to try and push it 3 wide here at Worldwide Technology. Previously known. Gets to the inside of the 25. He has the freshest tires of the group. He's going to make it past Wayne Hutchinson, still holding him off. He's going to make him use as much as he can as he hits through. I don't believe Wayne has came down pit road. As they're wrecking in the back, Colin McCartney goes around. Eric Woods doesn't even think about it. He's done. Just looks like he gets touched by the Bucky's 27. And that's all she wrote. Just a little tippy tap. That's all it takes, especially on that exit. You're already into the gas. So that's a really, really unfortunate there for not only Kyle McCartney, who locked him up, did the best he could, but the 40 of Charles Woods and the 85. Let's see if the 17. Yep, 17 gets a piece of it as well. Oof. Good news is, Bob Beltrami was about 5 laps down, and here he's going to come in with that Beltrami Salami Mobile and come up and get on the lead lap. There you go, folks. There's a will, there's a way. He didn't give up. Make it back up front. Did not get any answers, folks. No answers, so nobody's going to be going home with a free t-shirt today. Watching the replay, you can check that out. Try that. But I do appreciate you guys watching, even though I'm giving you some stuff. Appreciate you stepping in here, spending your night watching your favorite driver. If you hop on your phone, put in that text chat, this is who I'm watching, this is who I'm here for. I will give them some more screen time. I know it's hard with all the cautions. It's getting late here in the central time zone, but still, bear with me, folks. Bear with me and I'll bear with you. Julian Reese there in the 8 machine. 1 machine, I'm sorry. He's in 8th position. Running a look quick, 13 positions. Hardest charger, and I would put money on this boy every single time. I say this boy, this man. Brian Barnes. Hardest charger so far, up 19 positions. Do some digging in the stats. When we started, they started at Kentucky. Tuesday series, here we go. Brian Barnes started 10th, stayed around there. The race prior, Brian Barnes at Charlotte Motor Speedway started 2nd, finished 1st. Brian Barnes started 5th, finished 6th at Dover. And at Kentucky, Brian Barnes started 18th, finished 9th. This guy is here every single time. He's always in it to win it. Can't say it enough. Love the way this guy races. As here we go, green flag is out one more time. Perez and Glazier battling. Bentley Glazier gets into the wall. Alec Daffin involved as well. Couple heavy hitters. Folks, this is points racing. Consistency is going to be key. Let's see. Everybody else really got by it. That was literally just Glazier and Daffin. It looks like the 48 just overcommits, comes up into the 87, and then sticks with him there. He sticks with his mistake, doesn't try and get out of it too much. Ooh, let's take a look at Reese. Or the 1, I'm sorry, not Reese. That is Reese. Up 14 positions. He's been involved in some messes today. Everybody has had an opportunity to get their laps back and try and get back into this thing. I love to see it. Check out Reese's view of things. Here he comes. Can't see much out of these cars. Run that midline, and then all of a sudden, all you see is smoke. He's able to clear the issue. It's not over if you are Bentley Glazier or Alec Daffin. It's not over. You still have an opportunity to come back out here. Still going to have an opportunity to get up there, especially with what we've seen. And let's just take, man, look at these pit laps are absolutely ridiculous. Let's show these pit stop laps. Perez, 75. Steele, 47. Hutchinson, showing me that he has not come in yet. I'm not sure that's true. Brian Barnes came in twice. Julian Reese has been involved in a bunch of stuff. He last came in lap 82. That was his 6th time down pit road. Gall, 50. Ludwig, 29. Schmeier, 10. Krumrei, 16. Hollingsworth just came down pit road. Kelman just came down pit road 15 laps ago. Beltrami, 38 laps ago. Woods, 13 laps ago. Glazier just came down pit road. So just to kind of tell you folks where everybody's at. Pace car is in. Here we go. Here Perez going to take it around. Gets a good start. Brian Barnes sitting there in 4th. He's working. Look at Schmeier back there trying to make some moves. Schmeier to the inside of the 26th of Ernie Ludwig. They're battling door to door. Schmeier going to take the insides. Hopefully he can get something going there. Keep an eye on Glazier in the back, battling with Beltrami. Glazier not too hurt. He's trying to work through the field as Schmeier is trying to work past Ernie Ludwig, still holding him back. Up front, Wayne Hutchinson in the 25 machine trying to hold off the fresher tires of Barnes. Wondering when Wayne is going to get the message from the crew chief that he might be losing a tire. Still battling here. Ludwig got pushed out by Schmeier, then by Krumrei. Now Hollingsworth going to try and make it on that blue 97 machine. Beltrami not too far back there. Glazier on the inside of Beltrami. This is the battle for 10th, folks. Glazier is going to take it after causing the last caution on lap 122. Count Bentley Glazier in the top 10 on lap 130. Fresh tires doing what they do best. Up front, Schmeier, Gall, and Reese. Reese trying to hold off Gall, but Gall has the freshies. So far, so good. I don't know why I'm saying that so much tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But here's what we're seeing. Everybody's kind of throwing in there. 30 laps to go. That's not too far on this track. That's about 15 minutes of hard racing. Let's take a look at the time. We also have 24 minutes left in this thing, so a lot could happen then. Hollingsworth goes behind to Glazier. Glazier working on the outside. Up front, Gall in the 31 trying to work for Reese. All he's got to do is get to that inside quarter panel and stay there. It's not as easy as a slide job here. Schmeier trying to follow him around. He's checking on the 1. He wants to back him up. Krumrei trying to work up there. Glazier getting bottled up. Beltrami with the fresh truck. He's trying to get involved. Side by side. Gall just cannot get past Reese. Here we go. Just got to keep it clean here, folks. Reese gets past by Rob Gall with 27 to go. Now back behind him. It's Krumrei's turn. Schmeier may be thinking he got behind the wrong person. He's going to have to try and find a way to that bottom line. Otherwise, he's going to get worked over by the likes of Bentley Glazier and the 17 of Paul Krumrei. Up front, nothing has changed, folks. Cameron Perez and Ryan Steele. Oh, they're into each other. The 17 and the 1 get into it. They get by. Schmeier taking advantage. He's going to jump to the inside. Julian Reese falls back. The 17 of Krumrei is now on the top side. Hollingsworth and Schmeier able to follow Bentley Glazier around. Now Bentley's going to have the advantage. Krumrei trying to hold off Schmeier. Behind him, Reese trying to hold off Daffin. Bentley coming up on the 4 as we have a couple lap cars involved. Love to see it, folks. Good racing. Schmeier here has a lap car, the 04 underneath him. In front of him, he's got Paul Krumrei he's trying to beat. trying to get back up to his starting position of 5th. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, as they're side by side. Barnes working on Hutchinson, so let's run through here. Cameron Perez up front. He's got Ryan Steele behind him. Ryan's on a little bit fresher tires. Wayne Hutchinson's a second and a half back. Brian Barnes trying to get him. Bentley Glazier just past Rob Gall in the 31. Jeff Schmeier trying to still work on Kumrai. He's got Hollingsworth and Bob Beltrami, and also Alec Daffin, one of the fastest cars on the track, started in the pole position. Got him on his inside. So it's all going to depend on how they do here. How aggressive are these drivers going to be as they're working in front of the boss here? Behind there, Julian Reese and Kyle McCartney. Kyle's had a chip on his shoulder. Working through the field, has found himself. Ryan Steele's turned around. Ryan Steele's around, and he is stuck in the wall. .24 Perez gets into it with Steele, and then Steele gets hooked into the wall. So it all started here. They're battling for the lead. 24 car gets bent out of shape, unable to do anything about it, and then this wouldn't have been as bad. Unfortunately, Steele gets caught up in that mess. And geez Louise, very unfortunate for Steele. We're going to see who saved tires. A lot of people, Cameron Perez, Hollingsworth, Daffin, Ernie Ludwig came down pit road. Not sure what was going on with Daffin there. Let's take a look. Daffin gets turned. Again, breaking the fourth wall. Sorry, guys. Gets bumped. Not sure what was happening there. Not sure, ladies and gentlemen. But Wayne Hutchinson takes the advantage. He's up front. He's not going to come down pit road. I don't think he's pitted this entire time, ladies and gentlemen. In case something happened that I didn't know about, Wayne Hutchinson has not came down pit road in 140 yellow flag laps. Did not even know that was possible, folks. Chipmunk Checker 92 Gaming Channel. Hi there, guys. Hi, Chipmunk. Welcome in to our live racing action. Brought to you by Western States Racing League and us here at Esports Broadcasting Network. $19 laps to go here at the formerly known Worldwide Technology Raceway, known now as the Lucas Oil Raceway Park. I believe that's in Missouri. I could be wrong. It's worth a Google. It's in Indianapolis, Indiana. So I was wrong. That's why we Google things, folks. 19 laps to go here. You better strap in, folks. Trying to see how many times I can say folks in 5 seconds. It's Wayne Hutchinson's in the lead. Brian Barnes has the advantage on the outside. Bentley Glazier in at third place. Rob Gall, row 2. Jeff Schmeier there in 5th. Paul Krumrye, 6th position. Bob Beltrami has worked his way back up from being in dead last to 7th. Paul McCartney, 8th. Charles Woods, 9th. Keith Kelman in 10th. Ross Rawlings, Cameron Perez, Jeff Hollingsworth, Ernie Ludwig, and Alec Daffin, your top 15. Alec having to get a new race car after the shenanigans that happened under yellow. Not sure what was going on there, but we're not in between the ears, so we don't know. There we go. Wayne Hutchinson gets a huge run. He is gone. Bentley Glazier gets caught sleeping. Brian Barnes on the outside. He's unable to do anything about it. Wayne Hutchinson, cold tires are mattering. Let's see what's going on here. And we got another one. Ross Rawlings goes around. It's like Hollingsworth might have gotten in there on accident. So folks, honestly, I don't know what's going on with these, what's going on between the seat and the wheel. I can't know that. I'm not a good driver. That's why I broadcast. I do know guys like Jeff Hollingsworth. He's got a 4,600 I rating. I believe that's the highest of the field right now. Oh, just barely beat out by Ryan Steele. But Jeff Hollingsworth, what we see, especially on these short tracks in these leagues, a lot of these guys that are in that higher skill level, they get sent to the back because of issues. Something happens. And then what we see is they get frustrated, try and work past the slower, more the untrained drivers. And it's hard. It's hard to get past those drivers and keep your composure. We saw it a lot last season, and we're seeing it here. That's one of the downsides of having such a fantastic league with such great talent. You don't know what that I rating is. That's the rating that iRacing uses to determine who is good and who needs to do some work. Of course, all these drivers are good, folks. And all you guys at home are good for watching. Appreciate the hell out of you. Let's go ahead and run an ad break.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing it's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
Behind him, 11 laps there to go. Wayne Hutchinson has Bentley Glazier and Brian Barnes behind him. Rob Gall trying to look up there. The battle's going to be behind him. Everybody trying to sort out where they want to be in this lot. And then there goes around Charles Woods. Ten laps to go here, folks. Well, folks, 9 laps to go. Wayne Hutchinson out front. I am not sure if he has pitted at all. At all, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, lovechat.xyz. And report that. Don't click any links you see on the internet, folks. There we go. If you are still watching live, appreciate that. A little bit of a connection issue there. We are back. It's gonna be 7 laps to go, probably about 6 when we get back to it. Not sure. If you're sticking around, I'd like to know who you're watching. I'll beat it to death, but I ain't got much else to talk about. The racing up front, not really indicative of the Western States racing guys. So if you want to watch good racing, these are usually the guys you come to. Unfortunately, this is just a very rough track for it. Absolutely no banking. 0.67 mile track. It's rough. That's what we're seeing. But all that's going to matter is how can you come back? How can you come back from this next week at Chicagoland? Can you gather it up, put it in the rear view, and get yourself in the right mindset to do some work in Chicago? Or do you need to wait till we go to Pocono? August 16th, same place, same time. That's what's going to decide. Then the next short track we've got coming up is Iowa, 23rd, and then we get a little bit of road course racing there with Road America. Here we go. Pace car going to dive off. Wayne Hutchinson has the advantage. Bentley Glazier has worked his way back through the field up to second place. Brian Barnes up 22 positions. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Final laps here to go. 5 laps in the Western States Racing League here at Worldwide Technology. Schmeier goes to the inside. Back far behind him, McCartney's got a car on his inside. Schmeier makes the advancements, gets up in front of him. Up front, Hutchinson has Glazier working it in the 87. This is what it's going to boil down to. Schmeier has his opportunity to get back up there. Bob Beltrami, Alec Daffin get into it. It's going to be caution, overtime. Couldn't have expected anything more. That was unfortunate. Let's take one more look and see what we can decide happened here. .48 dives in trying to get past Beltrami. Beltrami did not know he was there. McCartney involved, the 24 involved. Reese involved. Just unfortunate there. As our SDKs decide to take a poo. Hopefully we can get that fixed for everybody. Gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Go live, look at the results. Take a look at Wayne Hutchinson. And smother out SDK there. All right, here we go. Back to where we need to be. 3 laps to go. Going to be NASCAR overtime, folks. What that means, they're going to take the green lap, green flag up front. Then, if they get a caution, they're going to do it one more time. If they don't get a caution before the white flag, the next flag will end it, whether that be the checkered flag if they make it that far, or the caution flag. So all Wayne Hutchinson has to do is get around. So let's see if they can do so. As we have a double file restart here. Wayne Hutchinson, Bentley Glazier, Brian Barnes, Jeff Schmeier, Rob Gall, they're in 5th. Paul Krumrie 6th. Julian Reese 7th. Jeff Hollingsworth in 8th. Early Ludwig in 9th. Ross Rawlings in 10th. If you haven't watched a second of this race, this ending is going to be absolutely worth the wait. If you have, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we've all been here for. Pace car is in. Wayne Hutchinson coming down pit road. Bentley Glazier there outside. Brian Barnes, Jeff Schmeier putting himself in position. Rob Gall and Paul Krumrie top 6. Hollingsworth, Reese, and Rawlings as well. So here it is, folks. Wayne Hutchinson has the button, and he hits it. He's going to get going. Bentley Glazier with a really good jump outside. Inside's moving, outside's moving. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Schmeier up top. Barnes trying to make his way to the bottom of Glazier. That's all he can do. The 30 Schmeier stuck upside, but that's a good place to be. Behind him, Paul Krumrie trying to make it. Hollingsworth trying to make it. Hutchinson, nothing doing. Nobody can really catch him here. Glazier's going to have to find a way by. And I don't know if he's going to be able to do so. White flag, next flag will end this race, ladies and gentlemen. It's ending. Wayne Hutchinson, Bentley Glazier, Barnes, Schmeier trying to get to the inside of Barnes to the end here, hoping that something happens. There he goes. That's what he needed. He's to the inside, but nothing doing. Checkered flag in the air. See if Wayne can take it. He does. Schmeier trying to make it far. He's going to wreck across the line. Everybody else keeping it pinned. What a finish, ladies and gentlemen. Give it to Wayne Hutchinson. Only one who didn't pit. What a finish. Totally worth it. Let's take another look. There it is, Hutchinson able to hold off and get the win. Gonna be seeing who's in Discord. We're gonna have to. This is gonna have to be quick and in a hurry. In fact, we may be unable to get to him. Well, folks, let's go ahead and run through our results. First is Wayne Hutchinson. Bentley Glazier finishing in silver. Brian Barnes gets the bronze there. Jeff Schmeier in 4th. Paul Krumrie 5th. Jeff Hollingsworth 6th. Rob Gall 7th. 8th going to be Julian Reese. Ross Rawlings in 9th. Ernie Ludwig 10th. Wayne Fleet in 11th. Keith Kellman there in 12th. Then we got Charles Woods 13th. Ryan Still 14th. Kyle McCartney 15th, Dustin Burns 16th, Bob Beltrami finishing in 17th after some issues there. Cameron Perez 18th, Alec Daffin 19th, James J. Dewar 20th, Fred Williams 21st. Who is that other? Eric Woods, Carl Burke, there in 27th, 28th, Chris Walker. Alan Bergen going to finish off in the bottom there, as we got a couple DNFs, but that is all right. From here, as they're not in, folks, we're going to go ahead and end it. Going to do the interviews next week. As always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming by. Actually, we got one in there. Give him about 30 more seconds, and we're going to cut it. There we go. First one in is going to be Brian Barnes. Hey, you got lucky. Third place. Lucky to be here, not lucky to get third place. Up 22 positions. You had to work for us. Tell us about it. Oh my, Brian, this is... Yeah, you got her there from not taking a qualifying lap. Was this your anticipation that the race was kind of going to go this way? Well, definitely. I know you're probably going to have to go check for fabric later on with all the the accidents you seem to miss, but that's just it, brother. Good job on the fourth place. Good job going back to front like you always do. I thought my software was glitching through that. So, yeah, I'm excited to hear about that. But thanks, Brian. Any sponsors you want to shout out real quick? As always. As I'm just now realizing, ladies and gentlemen, you could not hear that entire interview with Brian Barnes because we haven't had correct settings. Do apologize for that. Brian, we're going to bring you... mother. All right, Wayne, we got the winner, Wayne Hutchinson here.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going. It's going. With about 40 laps there, did you think you even had a shot at it?
No, I thought, we later in the race, we started to get a few more green flag laps, and I was going to run out of fuel for sure. That was the biggest worry was fuel. So, but yeah, we had enough caution near the end. I think I finished with 0.2 gallons or something. So I never stopped for tires or fuel the whole race, and it worked out this time.
Yeah, definitely. Tires really didn't get a chance to heat up there. And yeah, I got that X and B. I very apologize, but we got it now. But yeah, tires didn't really have a chance to wear on you. Were you expecting that going in, or did it, just about halfway you were like, you know what, we're hitting for it?
Yeah, I mean, the expectation going in was we were going to stop for tires probably halfway through. But at the time, we were getting so many cautions, and I was up in the top 4 or 5. It's like I really don't want to go to the back because that didn't look very fun back there. So I just stayed out. Tires were fine. I think they were 70% on the right front at the end, so I had lots of tire left. And truck drove well. It still handled well near the end, and I had just enough to hold off Bentley.
Yeah, and that's not much that a lot of drivers in this league can say. But who you want to shout out, who you want to get on the car, who helped you get to this win today?
Well, that's just my dog bear team, all the guys that run here every Tuesday with Brian Barnes, Jeff Schmeier, Rob Gall, Bob Beltrami, Ryan Steele, Javi Perez Torres, all those guys. We all had, most of us had a good race tonight. So I think this is kind of track and setup that suits us.
Right, definitely. Well, Wayne, again, man, congratulations on the win, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next week.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, next we got our second place finisher in here, Bentley Glazier. Bentley, we don't have a lot of time, but tell us about your opportunity to go and run some charity work back there in 15th and come back.
Man, it was It was a rough race. I'm just glad it's over. Glad I got second. And happy that Wayne won. I lost him a race. He was going to win a Friday series race, and I brought a caution out and ruined that. So I'm just glad he got this win. And yeah, rough night, but pretty fun.
Definitely. Well, tell me who you got on the car, who you want to shout out to that helped set this car up to be able to work through the field with about 20 to go.
I got to thank Bob in the Western States Racing League, and then all my teammates at OGR and you for sitting through this wreck fest.
Well, I appreciate it, Bentley. As always, man, hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
Yep, see you.
That's going to do it for us here at Sim Racing Media / Esports Broadcasting Network. I appreciate everybody in the chat keeping active there in the end. As always, hopefully we will talk to you next week. Goodbye, everybody.